Hello everybody, hope you are doing well and welcome to this Friday evening stream where we're going to talk some trades, have some fun and go over the charts. So yeah, we're actually pretty blessed because we got a nice move happening right now and I'm sure we got a lot of people with a lot of questions in here tonight. So I look forward to helping you all out to the best of my abilities as we dive deep into the charts and check what we've got going on at the moment. So quick update. Okay, we can obviously see that weekly level that we had. So this was a big level that we were on about yesterday, and you can see how perfectly it acted as resistance. Once again as resistance. Okay, let me just check something. Yes, one touch of resistance, two touch of resistance. That actually gave us, okay, from the high off of that first rejection off of the weekly to the low, around a 2.5% move to the downside. So profits to be had off of that weekly short. I myself did short this weekly, and this is what I was talking you through yesterday on stream. Very important bit of information. You know, I've made it very clear as best as I could. I did take the short off of that weekly, and that short was now is closed in profits, right? I took that short. We were looking for a pullback. I put on my trading stop loss, as you know, of 1.3%, and price actually made its way down, back up 1.3%, right? And for me, I got out of that trade, that short trade in profits, and it followed what I was expecting, right? Yesterday, I was saying, I really, truly am expecting higher prices to come. For me, this is a bullish environment, and while we hold support, the highest probability is higher. And I know I've tried my best to make sure everybody fully understand I'm bullish, I'm looking for higher. I know not everyone fully understood, because as I was talking about the trade, showing the closed short, in the end it made $50 a profit. $50 is $50, happy with that. And I think some people didn't fully understand, like for example the question, what was the decision making behind the short if you expected it to get stopped out? And actually this guy replied perfectly, and this is what I mean. The few that listen know exactly why that was. So it's based off of a reaction at a key level being that weekly, right? It yielded around a 2.5% move to the downside, so profits to be had for sure. Expect a high chance of getting stopped out because the bullish market structure maintains, and of course we're holding support. So it's still a valid short trade. It also is a little bit of a hedge on some long trades, but we take that short with expectations of getting stopped out because we are overall bullish, expecting continuation. Okay, so why do you short, or why did I short even though I'm bullish? Well, because at the end of the day, that was a valid reaction at a key level. I do feel that that was a good trade and the correct trade to take. We did get a 2.5% move to the downside. I did get stopped out of that trade with profits. It was a profitable trade. I expected continuation. We got continuation, and it actually happened in the most perfect way possible. So please pay attention to this. Very simple stuff. Resistance, 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 resistance. You see this 4 touches of that weekly each time hitting resistance. The more times we test a level, the weaker it gets. This is now 4 tests of a level. We really do expect the weekly to be breaking the next time it's tested. This is 4 touches. This is now a very weak level. Okay, so the more, write this down, make sure you're writing it down. I'm sharing with you very important information. So the more you test a level, the weaker it gets. This weekly tested 4 times here. And remember, our overall underlying bias is bullish. We are fully expecting continuation to the upside. So that's another factor that we should really be paying attention to. And then you actually see here, we break the level. And this is what's very important on this section of the chart here, around 4 p.m. UK time. That resistance gets flipped into support. Here you had a little bit of a fake out, up, straight back down. But in this series here, we're spending about half an hour back testing the level. And we are no longer seeing these wick rejections, right? But we are now seeing wicks as support. We've safely got above the level, closed consecutive, that's the key word there, closed consecutive candles above. And then we've actually got consecutive back tests. So we're no longer getting wicks as a rejection, but we're now getting wicks as support. So we can see for yourselves there, right? The more times the level is tested, the weaker it got. We broke through, and the key part here was consecutive candle closes above And we even get the back test with wicks to show that that level has now flipped from resistance into support. And at this point, you know, everything is saying higher prices are coming next. And you can see another new high, back test, another new high. So what can we then, just using factual information here, no opinions, say with the market right now? Well, we're in a nice 5-minute overall uptrend. So let me just point this out to you, make it very clear. We've gone a low, we've gone a high here. We've gone a higher low, we've made a higher high here. We've made a higher low here, we've made a higher high here. We've made a higher low here, we've made a higher high here. And now we're building another currently higher low, right? So you can see this very simple market structure right now is bullish. So where would this turn bearish? So how would we, not necessarily high term time frame, extreme bearishness, but a level of caution should be played? Well, two options here, right? We just mentioned this market structure. So if we lose the low here, that would be a potential market structure shift, right? So if we are breaking down below this low, we've got that market structure change, which is one level of bearishness. Number two, simultaneously how it lines up here, if we are losing this low, we're probably losing that weekly as well. And then what would it look like? It would look like a bit of a failed auction above the high. So as it stands, is Bitcoin bearish right now? The answer would be no. We've still got strong 5-minute market structure being bullish. We're still trading above the weekly. So as it stands right now, we would say the highest probability is continuation to the upside. But remember, this is a game of trading and the probabilities are going to be updating. So what I say now can be invalidated in potentially 1 minute time, right? The markets are always updating. So please, again, write down this information. It's so key. If you want to learn, you need to be writing it down. So when recognizing then signs of weakness, first one for us here using this context will be our 5-minute market structure change. If we change our 5-minute market structure from currently bullish, flipping to bearish, that is our first sign of weakness. Sign of weakness number two will be on this context losing once again this weekly, which has previously been resistance, and on the lower term time frame flip to support. But if we are to lose once more that weekly and flip it from what we would look for next as support, but lose the level and do what we had done previously and see it act as resistance once again, that is confirming then a failed auction of the high with a bearish 5-minute market structure change, with a failed auction and a loss of the weekly, right? That's then giving us some much more bearish signs. But please, I emphasize, that has not happened yet. At the moment, the market structure remains bullish. We're trading above the weekly. There is no confirmed failed auction right now. So we would say the highest probability is higher. Okay, so let's take a look at the order flow together. I really hope you've learned a little bit there from that quick explanation. And I hope that it's helping you. No, that's why I'm doing this on my Friday evening, to come over here and offer you some guidance. I really want to see people doing well. It pains me to see when people are trading bad. Okay, so I really want to help you. And when I see some of the questions, people like questioning, like through not understanding, I know that it's just because they're new. If you stick around, if you listen, if you really listen to what I say, I know I can help you and I know you can learn. Okay, of course, I will never say it's easy. Trading is not a get-rich-quick scheme. If you follow this channel, it's because you want to learn, you want to educate yourself. You are in this for the journey. You know, we always will say trading is a profession, it is a career, and you should treat it as such. Okay, it's like going to university. If you actually want to take a university degree, right, you're going to spend 3 to 5, 6 years studying for that. And it's the same in trading. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. If you want to actually be a successful, profitable, and consistent trader, you should view it like a university degree and study hard for this and understand that it is going to take a few years till you absolutely start to see changes. Okay, and that's just seeing changes. It might take a little bit longer before you start to become profitable. It is a journey. It is something that you need to dedicate yourself towards, but it is possible. Okay, you can see from a lot of champion members now that are consistently profitable from the methods that we teach, from the education that we have given them. So the results are there. The proof is in front of your eyes. There are many champion members who have done it, but I understand we still have a lot of newer traders. We also have a lot of members that are still struggling on their path to consistency. And, you know, through these videos, through me emphasizing, you know, key bits of information through repetition, through doing live trading, through showing some wins, showing some losses, right? We're educating you to get your brain fixed from the old bad methods that you've been using to now recognizing the methods that you need to use. Keep it simple, keep it sweet, and keep it profitable. So let's take a look at the order flow, something that for me is very key. So we can actually see we had a pretty nice increase in open interest as we were breaking up. I do view that as bullish while we're maintaining this 5-minute market structure. So for me, the order flow right now is bullish. We are seeing open interest increases on the moves to the upside, which is positive. They are fueled with open interest increases with positive delta, which is another bullish sign. So for me, the order flow right now, while we're in this 5-minute bullish market, structure is bullish order flow. I would expect continuation to the upsides. So everything for me right now, the order flow, okay, the actual trend itself, the flip of the weekly, everything is telling to me we're going to be going higher again. So let's see if we can take out 68,900 and see another new high made. That is what I would expect right now. So a few things that we can bear in mind here. Remember that this is what we were looking at yesterday. We do have this. I don't want people to get too bearish because, you know, as it stands, I still am bullish. But we do have this potential, a little bit of a rising wedge forming, right? So when we're just taking from the wicks to the wicks, wicks to the wicks, you can see we got a little bit of a potential rising wedge here. Again, I don't want to be scaring people or making them, you know, fearful here, but it's just something to be aware of, right? So things that I would pay attention to here. So again, you might want to write this down. It is good information. We're seeing a strong move up, but it's Friday evening. Okay, generally speaking, these Friday evening weekend pumps generally are reversed. Why? Another thing you want to write down, point number 2, because it leaves a CME gap. So please understand this. The CME right now is still trading, but this CME is going to be closing this evening, okay? Because there is no weekend trading on the CME. So let's say the CME closes here at 11 p.m. and then price rises through the weekend, let's say to $69,500, and we close at 69,000. Well, then that's going to leave a $500 gap if we open Sunday night at 69,500. And you know, generally speaking, these gaps do get closed. So a weekend move to the upside is generally getting that reversal to fill the gap. And that is on your CME chart here. Okay, so I'm looking right here at the CME, currently trading at $69,000. So yeah, weekend move to the upside. You know, it really, if we do get that gap up, which is not a confirmed yet, but if we do get that gap up and we hit the daily naked point of control here, really does line up for a nice little bit of a fake out move, right? Where we could then come down and close the gap. And again, be aware you could absolutely just do something like this and continue to the upside. That's more than possible. And instead of a rising wedge fake out, we just continue to build up bullish market structure there on the 4-hour chart. So I'm aware of that. But if we do hit that daily naked point of control, get a fake out and end up losing that weekly, that's where we could look for that bit of a waterfall to the downside, right? So again, I have just emphasized a lot with my bias there, right? Well, I think I'm going to be right as well. When you look at this, we very likely look like we're going to take out that high. We'll set an alert to see if I am right or not with my reading of the market. But over the past hour, those shorts that are building up, I expect to get stopped down. But again, I am not a god. I am just a guy reading the market. I have no 100% guarantees. I just make informed decisions based off of the data that I have. Okay, so I am the same as you. I'm just a trader that's interpreting data. And through my statistics, through my understandings of the market, I make an informed decision. Okay, I take my trades based off of my statistics and data that I have from my own trading journey, right? And I've been trading over a decade, so I do have a lot of data and a lot of trades behind my back. And through that understanding, I believe we'll continue to make another high here. Again, I've set an alert. We'll see if I'm right. Let's wait and see. But through my understanding, I do believe we'll make another high here. Again, just locally to take out that 5-minute high. Then we'll review the market structure, and we'll, of course, review the order flow more importantly there. But as it stands, we're looking for continuation. We've got a lot of positive factors behind us. And the factor that I want you to then remind for final time there is the potential of a weekend rise with the bearish CME gap then opening for that potential reversal back down. Again, that reversal back down could test the weekly for continuation to the upside. If we end up losing that weekly, that's where things get a little bit more bearish, okay? So that is my viewpoint on Bitcoin right now. Just a little bit of, a heads up, a reminder. It's something we were looking at yesterday, to be fair, of this rising wedge and how it comes up at around that daily naked point of control. Again, do not view this as an exact dollar. You can view it as a few $100 either side. So I view that as a little bit of a few $100 either side. 69,300, 69,800, right? So $200-300 either side, a little bit of space. Don't look at it as an exact dollar. Why? Because with rising wedges, you actually do look for overthrows where it does not perfectly hit the trend line. So I like to see overthrows on those rising wedges. So that's another thing that I just want you to bear in mind. But of course, just like we saw this on the weekly, right? We saw the resistance, 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 and you saw it on the 5-minute chart, how we flipped that into support. Be aware, we could do the exact same here at 69,500. So let's say we get the move up, and we get a bit of a rejection and we enter a short trade. Again, we can enter that short with that rejection. Perfect. Might get a little bit of a decrease in price. Maybe we hit an uptrend anchored VWAP. We hold support. If we go on to get above and flip that into support, we should be out of that short trade because we would once again look for continuation towards $70,000. So very important to, not just set and forget, but if you take a trade, monitor it, check the order flow, continue to see, is this the correct trade to be in? Am I expecting a big reversal from here and, pull back dump, or are we looking for continuation? The answer will lie in the order flow and simply the candlesticks with reclaims. That's pretty simple stuff when we just talk about reclaiming levels. And, I hope I'm not, saying this and it's not the case, because I feel that's pretty simple. You can clearly see that's rejections, right? I think you can all you all understand that. That's clearly a rejection. That's clearly a rejection. These are bearish candles because you are rejecting from resistance. Once again, rejection from resistance, rejection from resistance. And I think you can all see how it's clear as day when we get above that level, we close above, and this is clearly then acting as support, isn't it? So this is not when we want to be shorting. We don't want to be shorting if we're flipping it into support, do we? This is a big no-no. Do not be shorting here. This is clearly showing us that price wants to move up. And then this is clearly showing us that there is a reversal trade opportunity. Again, it might not end in much, but if you are a day trader, even if you just shorted from there to there, this is looking for a move of around 1%. Trust me, for the scalp traders here, 1% is a very profitable trade. Happy days. Get your continuation. Look for that next move to the upside. Okay. So let me see if we do have any questions in here. By the way, I really hope that you're enjoying this stream. I will say this, if you are enjoying, I would just appreciate fully a like on the video. It really helps me as a content creator. My mission here, and I believe my calling from God, is to educate people with trading, to help you become successful traders, to, see people that have come from really bad, dark places. I've seen a lot of pretty crazy and big horror stories when it comes to trading. People have lost so much. And I feel it's my calling to help these people, help everybody, okay? Whether you're coming from a dark, low place or whether you're actually already successful and you just want to join a community of like-minded people, I feel everybody's welcome. We want to see everybody succeed equally. That's our mission. That's our goal. And so, yeah, we naturally would like to reach as many people as possible because I truly believe in what we're doing is helpful. And it is to support a really good cause of just wanting people to succeed in trading. There's too many like scammers, too many fake people out there that are not in it for the greater good. And, we at Chart Champions can hold ourselves proud and happily high and say, we want to reach as many people as possible because we really believe in what we're doing, and we can see the results and the community feedback that it is helping people. So by just giving a simple like to this video, maybe share it with your friends, some of your family members, and point them towards Chart Champions, a place where you can come in, get a community family feeling of like-minded people that do want to help you. Yeah, if we can reach as many people as possible and give them that support, I think that's a win. So it costs nothing. Give a like, and maybe you can be one of the lucky people that when you look back in a few years and went, and how many times have you heard some of the friends say this story that are in Chart Champions? How lucky, I've heard this story a lot, how lucky I felt when I found your video, Daniel. They go through hundreds of different YouTubers and then they look back and they go, wow, this is the moment my trading changed. The day I was randomly recommended your video. So maybe you can help someone else randomly getting recommended this video by just giving a simple like. And that's the last time I ask about that. So yeah, thank you ever so much, by the way. I do appreciate each and every single one of you. And I will just say thank you ever so much for that little donation. I would always say never necessary. I will never, need or want any donations. But of course, I appreciate every single one, even the comments, the likes, the donate, everything. I love you all equally. So yeah, I appreciate that. And I love the little goat emojis. And so yeah, shout out. Thank you, LC. It is truly appreciated. So thank you, my friends. And I hope you are having an amazing, amazing day. So with that, still pushing up here on Bitcoin. So let's see if this alert can go off. We would like to see it. Would like to see it triggered, that alert. But yeah, I think sometimes when it comes to trading, we just need to, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath and relax, honestly. I know 1,000% that just by me coming on the stream, it can really help a lot of people just relax a little bit, because I think a lot of people are like so emotional when it comes to moves to the upside, whether it's they're in a short trade that they've just lost, maybe they're in a long trade, they don't know what to do, how to manage it, should they close, should they compound, should I take profits, what is going on here? So both sides of the spectrum, if they're in a long, overly excited, unsure what to do, if they're in a short trade, even sweating even more now, right? I really don't think you should be in a short, by the way. So hopefully you're in the side where you're long, but nevertheless, a lot of people let the emotions get the better of them in trading. And yeah, my hope of this video was mainly to just give you a little bit of calmness, a little bit of guidance. And there we go. We had the alert go off, my friends. That is it's what a decade of experience can do. It just really simply, again, I don't think that was difficult, but nevertheless, it goes to show you that by reading the order flow, by just following simple things such as the market structure, such as the open interest, okay, along with that delta, it gave us a really good heads up not to open a short trade, but to look for another high. So everybody that had shorted over the past few hours has now very likely just been stopped out. So you can avoid taking those silly losses, those unnecessary short trades, early short trades, by, listening to what we teach here and follow the order flow. Trust me, there's so much secrets in this order flow. It really is a massive edge and heads up on the market. And there you go. With that alert going off, you saw we were correct with our readings there. Let me see then what else we can do. That makes me happy when that happens. Some wonderful comments here. I really do appreciate all of you. So let me just think about this then. So yeah, a bit of a summary here for Bitcoin for you. I personally am holding off on my next trade for either one of two things. A rise for this daily naked point of control, where I will look for the overthrow and once again the order flow into that level with preferably like rejection candles. So that would be one scenario. And again, as a trader, and this is where a lot of people also get confused, they think you have to be committed to one only trade. So you're committed to only long or only short. Myself as a trader, and this is what you need to do, you need to open yourself up to be prepared for a short trade and also be prepared for a long trade. Because we know with no 100% certainty, is price going to reach this level? We do not know that with 100% certainty. So thus it makes sense to be prepared for a rise just as it makes sense to be prepared for a drop in price, right? You've got to be, you know, it doesn't make sense only to be aware of one-sided moves. So a rise to the daily naked point of control with rejection candles, with order flow supporting it, especially if we can get it on the weekend, I do think opens up that short trade. Should we, like we saw here, my friends, flip the level from resistance into support on a lower term time frame, then of course there's no short trade to be had, and we're simply going to see something like this. If we flip it into support, we're going to see something like that, right? So then there's not a short trade to be had there. Should we not do that and we get a resistance rejection candle, then of course it opens a short, my friends, right? So in terms of downside, well, again, we need to be holding this weekly. Now we've got above it, we want to see it maintained as support. If we lose the weekly, then I do think it opens a much bigger move to the downside. But while we're above this level, it should be our main focal view of support. In terms of where I'd get interested, though, in another long, it would have to be on a fairly large drop to the downside. You can actually see this daily naked point of control on the uptrend anchored VWAP. That's a level that I definitely would be having my alert set at. So if we got something like this, wow, you're going to be absolutely blessed because that could give that very nice long trade opportunity, actually. Are we going to get up to 69K? We'll wait and see. But that is a very nice level. But again, this is something that you have to be reminded of here, that this anchored VWAP is continuously moving. So this drop would have to happen fairly quick, because what's going to happen otherwise is this anchored VWAP is going to make its way up, make its way up, make its way up, and then suddenly you don't have the confluence with that daily naked point of control. Okay, so that's just something to bear in mind. You want to see that line up with confluence, otherwise you've lost that level as a support. But that is, as it stands today, right now, lovely level that I would definitely be very, very interested in. So let's have the alert set slightly prior to that. Happily would be looking for my longs there. And happy looking for my shorts there. I think the weekly now is key. We do want to see that maintained as support. If we lose the weekly, then we're going to be looking, of course, for that 5-minute market structure bearish change, as well as the failed auction of the weekly there, which would give us some more bearish signs. So that's kind of my game plan on the lower term time frame perspective, and a little bit of a medium higher term time frame perspective, where I'd be very interested in my next bigger trades. And I want to keep this one fairly short. We're reaching the half-an-hour mark. I'm going to spend some time with my girlfriend. So, yeah, I hope that you've enjoyed this one. Thank you ever so much. And, yeah, I hope that it has been helpful for you. If you want to see more from myself and the rest of the team, you do know over at Chart Champions, we have live trading. So today there was a live trading of, actually it's a little bit of Bitcoin ES, which is the S&P 500 futures E-mini contracts, and you also got some NQ trading in there. So we got the, if you are interested in futures stock market trading, we got some live trading there. We also had daily updates today. We have the altcoin stream as well, where there's some trading going on. Power hour trading, which is at your 8 p.m. start time. But you can see we got a little bit of everything. AMA streams, champion streams, which is higher term time frame swing trading updates. We got special Saturday updates, more altcoin trading streams, power hour streams. Every day there are several videos to be had, and that's on top of the whole educational library that we have from start to finish. Everything that you need, every strategy that we use, every tool that we talk about, literally everything in a one-stop shop. You got the whole educational library, you got the learning tracks to even decide which videos you need to watch, whether you want to be the scalp day or swing trader. Everything is just given to you in the best, most digestible way possible. So if that's of interest to you, If you want to join the community, you can head over to chartchampions.com and become a member today and part of the CC family. We'll be more than welcome to see you. Otherwise, you can be waiting around for the next YouTube video. Again, I do these a little bit spontaneously. There's no plans. So, yeah, I obviously don't know when the next one will be, but it will be sometime next week. Otherwise, hope you've enjoyed this. I'll see you over inside of the Champions website or over in our Discord. So cheers, everybody. Thank you ever so much. Hope you've had a good day. And that's me now signing out. Thank you. Hope you've enjoyed. And goodbye. Cheers. Bless you all.